Hi everyone, welcome to a quick overview video of PipeCD. PipeCD is a GitOps based continuous delivery tool which was accepted into the CNCF ecosystem at a sandbox maturity level in the year 2023. It basically does everything which Argo CD and Flux CD do, but it is not just limited to Kubernetes. Your application could be deployed on ECS, GCP, Terraform, or any platform for that matter, and PipeCD will handle the CD there. Talking a bit more on the topic of discussions of this video will walk you through the basic architecture of PipeCD. Then we will also go through the documentation and a quick repository tour as well. Then we will be walking you through the V1 and the plugins we have, and to end it we are going to have a small walkthrough through the Quickstart as well. All the timestamps will be linked in the description and will be down below as well, so feel free to hop to whichever sections you are interested in. Let's get started. Coming to the basic architecture of PipeCD, PipeCD has two core components, the control plane and the PipeD agent. Control plane is a web UI which provides gRPC API for connecting PipeDs and also shows you your deployment details, your application lists, and your delivery insights as well. So it basically shows you everything what the PipeD agent is doing in your cluster. Now, talking briefly about PipeD, PipeD is a stateless binary agent which runs inside your cluster, so you don't have to worry about security, and it basically handles all the deployment tasks by looking at your Git changes or infrastructure changes. It can also run in your local machine or a single VM as it is stateless. Let us have a look at this diagram which describes it in more detail. So the control plane is in your web browser and it only gets outbound requests from the PipeD agent. Now the PipeD agent is inside your cluster and there is internal communication happening between your deployed application and Git. The application could be deployed on Kubernetes, GCP, AWS, Terraform, or any platform for that matter. This diagram also shows you the same thing. The control plane is basically a web UI. It shows you the insights, and PipeD is a lightweight agent which runs anywhere and does the actual deployment work. As we can see, control plane never really touches your infra. PipeD reaches out to the infrastructure in your clusters itself and sends the gRPC outbound. Starting with the repository tour, you can simply visit github.com/pipecd, and pipecd as a whole organization will be up in front. Now we are a part of CNCF, primarily based out of Japan. Now I'll start with the repositories. So first of all, we have the main repository which we will be exploring in a bit. Then we have the examples repository. Examples repository is where the Quickstart pulls examples from. It is basically for every platform, as you can see here, and helps to know how to run them as well. Moving on to our tutorial repository, so it is for everyone who just wants a hands-on tutorial on PipeCD. This is about 30 minutes to an hour, so you can go through it. I'll be linking it down below as well. Then we have the CIs. It is action plan preview. We have actions event register, actions GS release. These are the continuous integrations which PipeCD has implemented. We also have a docs MCP server, so if you're into AI and want to explore PipeCD documentation in a different way, you can try that as well. Then let's say your application uses GitHub Actions, or Circle CI, you can have PipeCD plugin there as well. Then these are some installation options, homebrew, etc. That is it for the repositories. Moving on to PipeCD's main repo, everything actually lives here, so I'll be going in a bit more depth. So moving to the CMD folder, CMD basically is where every major part of PipeCD lives. So we have the main control plane here. You can explore it in a lot more depth. Then we have the pipectl, which is a command line tool for PipeCD. It is pretty cool and we will be exploring it in further videos as well. Then we have piped. Piped agent is the agent for v0. Then we have piped v1, which is the agent for v1. And we also have a launcher. It basically keeps everything updated and talks to control plane as well. Then moving on to the PKG is the folder where everything lives. CMD is fairly thin, but PKG holds the nuances and the details to everything. It is basically a mirror of pipedv1, server, augs, etc. Just to show you an example, if I go to app, pipedv1 and plugin, here we can see all the plugins that we have as of now. The ECS, Kubernetes multi-cluster, Terraform. The Cloud Run ECS has not yet been implemented. It is in making stages. It will be live soon, so you can check that out as well. Moving on to the other folders. Moving on to the web folder. Web folder is basically the web console, which we will see in a minute. It is basically made in React, primarily TypeScript. Then we have the docs folder. It is the primary folder for our website, which is pipecd.dev. You can find pretty much everything you want from here. And these are the versions we have. The latest version is in v0. It is v0.57, and this is the docs for v1. Docs dev is the primary parent for the next version for v0, and v1 is there for the next versions and v1 as well. Before moving on to the documentation tour, I will briefly tell you about plugins in general. So v0 was the old architecture of PipeCD and v1 is the new one. v0 was more of a manual code change base, so everything lived in PipeCD's core. So you literally had to change that whenever you're deploying to platforms. But v1 changes that by introducing a plugin based framework. You don't really need to change anything. So piped, the agent, really lives in a different state and looks at your deployments and handles the CD there. A more detailed and a more nuanced video on v1 and plugins in general is planned soon. It will be live on the channel itself very soon. Moving on to the documentation tool, PipeCD docs lives on pipecd.dev. You can go to this site. Then we have the homepage. PipeCD is the one CD for all applications, platform, and operations. From here you can access the playground, which is play.pipecd.dev. We will be exploring this in further videos. Then we have the Quickstart, which we are going to run through slowly. Then the GitHub, which we just explored. PipeDV1, which you can explore as well in the next videos. Feel free to go through this website. Moving on to the main part. This is the documentation. In the left hand sidebar you can see the overview, concepts, quick start, everything is listed, so feel free to toggle through them and explore it. Moving on to the tutorial is the repo which I mentioned. It will take you about 30 to 10 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour to basically explore it. Then we have our blog section. Blog sections are the blogs which are written by the community, the maintainers, the LFX mentees, or anyone in general, and are added here. This is the community. Feel free to join our Slack channel, GitHub, our Twitter as well. All these links will be linked in the description, so you can find them after the video ends. Now this is where our versions are mentioned. So these are all the versions which PipeCD has had over time, and this is the latest one for v0. We have the quick overview. Then concepts page is something I would highly recommend everyone to read through, and we are running through the quick start in about 2 minutes. We have the complete installation guide as well, then user guide for anyone operating PipeCD. You can just manage your application, manage pipe, manage control plane, etc. Then we have the examples and FAQs and what you need to do to migrate to v1 as well. Then we have the v1. v1 introduces the plugin section. We have Kubernetes multi-cluster, ECS, Terraform, and Kubernetes as well. Then these are the stage plugins, which are wait approval, analysis, and script run. Community plugins will soon be on the live site as well. For now, you can explore them by going to the repository itself. All the details can be found in pipecd.dev docs v1/plugins. Now we are going to move on to the quick start. The quick start is starting with the quick start walkthrough. The quick start is basically a page which quickly describes how to get started with PipeCD. And as we know, PipeCD has two core components, the control plane and the PipeD agent. If you haven't understood the concepts, please visit pipecd/concepts and you can read all the details in a lot more better and slower way. Moving on to installation of the control plane. Firstly, please make sure that you have a Kubernetes cluster running and a kubectl installed, which is connected to that cluster. We are now installing the control plane. Simply copy this command. It will create a namespace named PipeCD, and it will get all the container images from the control plane.yaml file. We have gotten, for example, server, cache, MySQL, MinIO. All of these are needed for the control plane to run. Now, these pods will take some time to install, so by the time all of them are running, you can wait for a bit. I'll come back to it when all of these are running. Great, now I have all of them running, so I can move on to the next step, which is port forwarding. You can just run this. Now you can just visit the quick start and simply copy the username. The username and the password are same. It will give access to the PipeCD console, which was in our web folder in the PipeCD's main repository. Simply paste it here. So after logging in, you get access to the PipeCD console, which looks like this. And if you really want to know in a lot more depth, you can visit the managing control plane documentation, which we have in user guide. Then we will be installing the PipeD agent, the second core component of PipeCD. Now when you have logged in, simply visit the settings page and you can click the add button. Simply click here, click on add, and you can name it dev, and I'll write demo PipeCD. Now the most important thing here is please copy the base64 encoded pipe key, because you will be needing this when we run the Quickstart. I can get the ID from here, so no need to copy it as of now. Then click on save and copy these. Then I am going to be running this curl command. You will have to run this command in another terminal. Now here the base64 encoded key will be going, and just above that the PipeD key will be going. When I have these, now after running this, I'll have the services created and I will move on to the next step. The next step is basically deploying a Kubernetes application with PipeCD. Now just go to the applications page and click on add. Then you have to select the dev which you just added there. Platform provided would be Kubernetes. Select an application. All of these are being run by the examples repo, so I will show that in a bit more detail right about now. When you click on save, the application will be added here, and from the settings you can see that this is green, and if I go into this one and click on sync, it will take a bit of time to get in sync and we can see the status from here. Alright, after a few minutes your application will be synced and you can see the status from here or here as well, and the details will be listed down here. Then moving on to the cleanup part, you can just simply delete the namespace which you have, and this should clean up everything. Then if you want to get a more detailed idea as to how you can use PipeCD in your workflows, you can see the installation guide and you can see the user guide docs as well, as you keep growing and learning more about PipeCD. Alright, that was pretty much it for the PipeCD overview video. Now obviously this video was not in depth, but this was to give you an overall idea as to what PipeCD is and how you can simply get started. To know more, there will be a lot more videos coming up. The next one is V1 and the plugins, where you will get a more detailed idea as to what was different in V1 from V0 and why the new architecture was introduced. Please visit our Slack channel. You can find it on CNCF/PipeCD. And if you have any queries, please feel free to ask them there. Contribute to our organization. We are looking for contributors in the V1 side of things. So if you are interested in that, please feel free to. And please subscribe to the PipeCD's YouTube channel. A lot more videos are planned. Thank you.